A 50-year-old mom died in a hospital because of the careless acts of the doctors. You want to hear more about this interesting case? Join us. I'm Yao Dinizulu, an emergency room medical malpractice attorney in Chicago, Illinois. Due to the errors of medical staff, the tube providing the source of air for a patient was lost. Immediately, the emergency code was called on the public overhead system to alert all available medical personnel. Doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists all came rushing. The staff had several options to make up for the lost airway and provide good care. First, she needed to be transferred to the emergency room while giving her a good source of air. Second, she needed good medical assessment of her entire needs. And third, she needed the appropriate practitioners to implement the appropriate medical plan for her. While being transferred to the ER, they placed a bag valve over her face manually, forcing oxygen into the airway. They achieved 100% oxygen saturation, which was excellent. There was no concern unless it was below 92%. Swelling did not totally close the airway, so this was a good thing. The emergency room physician was in control. He did not call for any specialists to assist like the on-call surgeon or the anesthesiologist, who were skilled in numerous types of intubations. Our investigation showed that previously, under oath, the emergency room physician who was in control said he did not like calling other physicians to help because, quote, they think he was stupid. So his treatment protocol was more concerned about his feelings than his client's care. The ER doctor had only been licensed for 2 years. He had done a handful of intubations. The emergency room doctor decided to do a rapid sequence intubation. He could have manually bagged the patient and called for a specialist. After all, the patient was still receiving 100% oxygenation. He chose to do an RSI procedure that used a paralytic drug. The paralytic drug paralyzed the muscles from allowing the patient to automatically try to breathe on their own. So what happened is he essentially guaranteed that he was going to replace what he took away. Using a paralytic for a patient that already has a difficult airway is not recommended by any of the leading American Academy of Emergency Medicine or other prestigious organizations. This physician acknowledged that he couldn't do the surgical procedures necessary if his first attempt failed. The physician decided to do that intubation anyway. And in that first attempt, he was unsuccessful. He then proceeded to do it several different times, each time increasing the time period of which the patient was unable to receive any oxygen. Why was that? Because when you're doing the intubation, you have to take the oxygen off to allow for the ET tube to be placed down the airway. The physician lost track of time and kept on doing the same thing over and over again, and there was periods of 10 minutes and 15 minutes of when the patient received almost no oxygenation. The doctor tried to deny it, but we had previously taken the deposition of the nurse who took a real-time evaluation of what was going on in the emergency room, which included having the heart rate and all the other vitals, but no vitals for oxygenation. So essentially, the physician attempted to do the same thing over and over again, achieving the same results, or in this case, worse results. This is a definition of insanity, doing the same thing and getting the same results. After the trial testimony via video of another treating physician that was very favorable to our client, this case settled for 7 figures. If you have questions about improper medical care in the emergency room here in Illinois, call us at the number below. We answer these questions all the time. I'm Yao Dinizulu, an emergency room medical malpractice attorney in Chicago, Illinois. Thank you for joining us.